You know that thing where you wait in line for a long time and then you finally get to do that thing and you break your collarbone and have to go home immediately? No? Well, that's what happened to me. So, it was the first day of winter break, or not the first day, I guess it was the Wednesday of the first week of winter break, this winter break, and I got invited last second to go to Bogus Basin, and luckily I had the day off from work, so I was able to go. And so we go up, and it was near the end of the night, luckily, and we were waiting in line for the skate park, or not the skate park, the snow park, the terrain park, and we had got down to it, and there's maybe like 8 other people there that were just like sitting right in front of like the way to go down. We couldn't do anything, so we just kind of sat down there and waited for them to go, and they were just sitting there pretty much doing nothing for a solid 10 minutes. And I'm not very good at snowboarding. I'm decent, but you'll learn later that I'm kind of stupid when it comes to things. Anyways, so I didn't want to like just go past them and then end up messing up and looking like an idiot. So I waited. My friend who was with me, eventually they kind of started to go down one after the other, and they did some tricks, and it was like, wow, that's really cool. I wish I could do that. But finally, my friend goes, and I still wait for a long time. And everybody in our group is at the bottom waiting for me, and they can see me too. Well, they can kind of see me. The terrain part kind of goes like this, and it kind of comes up and then down. So you get past a point, nobody can see you from the ground. And the first like obstacle, I guess, is like a pipe that sticks out of the ground, and you can go on your snowboard off that, and it's a tiny little thing. And so I finally go. I get some speed, like just a little bit of speed, and I go off the ramp, or off the little pipe, just like the little foot thing. And when I landed, I was going way faster than I thought I was gonna be, and my boots, they stuck out like this far off my board because I had to rent boots because my boots I couldn't find them. I'm pretty sure my sister took them. Anyways, they were not good. Like they were sticking out way too far, and so I landed flat, and then my toes dug in instantly, and like I got whipped onto my neck and my shoulder onto the ice because it was icy that day. I'm like, ow, that hurt. What just happened? And so I get up and I try to go back down the hill, and they're all expecting me to still do something because they didn't see it. They saw me go up and then go down. They didn't see what happened because, like I said, you kind of go down, you can't see at a certain point. And so then I just kind of go up and I just kind of like mosey on down. Like, what the heck, dude? You didn't do anything. I'm like, yeah, my arm really hurts. Can we go? And they're like, no, we're gonna go on a few more runs. So they kept going. They kept on snowboarding, and so I just went and sat in the lodge, and it started to hurt more and more as I sat down. Like, there's definitely something wrong. And so it was maybe like another half an hour that I was just sitting there in pain. I tried taking my jacket off, and even just that was really difficult to get it over the collar. And so the next day, I'm like, well, maybe if I sleep on it, it'll feel better the next day. And the next day, it still hurt. It still hurt pretty bad, but I had to go to work. And I go to work, and I was telling everybody how much my arm hurt. And like I do, I just tell stupid stories like that. Like, hey, I did something stupid. Want to hear about it? And that day, I was like carrying around a bunch of heavy stuff. I'm like, ow, this really hurts. Something's wrong. Probably shouldn't be carrying these things. But I did anyways. And so I was like, well, if there's something wrong, I should probably go to the doctor sooner rather than later. And so the next day, on Friday, we went to the doctor, and I got checked out. I got x-rayed, and sure enough, I had a broken collarbone. And so I got the day off, though. So I guess the moral of the story is either know what you can do and don't be... I guess the moral of the story could be wear the right size boots, or get the right size board, and know what you can do when you're snowboarding, or break your collarbone so you don't have to go to work the next day. The day after the next day. Know that you broke your bone. Take the day off of work in advance. That's what you could do. But you probably shouldn't do that. It really hurt.